In today's highly competitive automotive market, it seems like there are never enough models on offer. Every car maker is trying to cover every niche of every segment, and of course, the Blue Oval Company is no exception. It already prepared some pretty interesting novelties for the next year, and Jim Farley, Ford CEO, already announced 3 new Ford models for 2024 that are expected to wow everybody. Let's take a closer look. Number 3. Ford Taurus. Currently overflowed by crossovers, the market needs more honest cars. There's still a good number of buyers who want to keep things simple, and a proper 4-door sedan is usually the most natural choice for them. In such a constellation, Ford's decision to focus on trucks and SUVs may turn out to be wrong, because rivals like Toyota and Honda still make pretty impressive sales numbers with their iconic models, the Camry and Accord. That's why the Blue Oval Company is about to change the course, according to the latest reports. It looks like it's time for a comeback of a well-known nameplate, the Taurus. Produced between 1986 and 2019, this sedan definitely earned its place on the list of Ford's most beloved models. Moreover, there's also a lot of symbolism in this comeback because this isn't the first time that Ford has had big trouble with quality. The same thing was back in the late 1970s and early 1980s, and at the time, the brand new Taurus was the first model to come after the introduction of a new quality culture. Can the Taurus change the course again? We'll see. The last generation of the Taurus was sold between 2009 and 2019. It was already an outdated car, so in normal circumstances, the developing of something all new would require a lot of time and resources. Luckily, Ford won't have to start all over again, because the Taurus remained active in China and the Middle East, and it looks like the exact same model is going to be introduced to the North American market soon. That means the Taurus is going to be a modern vehicle again. Built over the familiar CD4 platform, the Chinese-made Taurus has everything it needs to be competitive in North America, starting from a pretty attractive styling that combines sharp front-end design with a bit of fastback look on the rear end. The cabin also looks very modern, full of the latest tech features, so we're sure that it can meet the demands of American buyers. Compared to the previous Taurus sold in North America, this one is a bit shorter, but that doesn't mean it will lack passenger space, because it actually features 3 inches longer of a wheelbase than the old model. Finally, a few words about the powertrain. The Chinese-designed Taurus is available in 2 variants, with 2 Turbo 4 units. Base models use a 1.5-liter Turbo 4 with around 180 horsepower, while the bigger and more capable 2.0-liter engine is good for about 235 horsepower. That's plenty enough to move this 4-door sedan with ease, but the North American version might get some kind of an upgrade. The range-topping model could come with something bigger, such as a 2.3-liter Turbo 4 or a 2.7-liter V6. In both cases, we presume that the maximum output would go over 300 horsepower. The comeback is expected in the next year, and when it comes to price, we presume that Ford will try to be slightly more affordable than key rivals, the aforementioned Accord and Camry, which indicates that base versions would cost around $26,000 to $27,000. Number 2. Ford Maverick Lightning. The moment Ford's compact pickup was introduced, it was obvious that the all-electric version would come one day. That was the original plan of the Blue Oval Company. The small pickup was designed to represent a perfect paradigm of the company's transition from internal combustion to all-electric cars. It looks like the time has finally come, as the latest reports suggest that the Maverick Lightning is about to hit the market in the next year. Of course, the powertrain is the most interesting part of this Maverick iteration. Ford made a smart move and based this pickup on a C2 platform, which doesn't just correspond perfectly with the Maverick's size, but also offers impressive flexibility. Namely, a few years ago, that platform was modified in the way that it could accommodate batteries and electric motors. So soon enough, we saw the Mustang Mach-E. Although based on a platform that was originally designed for internal combustion cars, the all-electric pony impressed everyone with its performance. So we expect the same thing from the Maverick, though we don't believe it could come with that dual-motor setup with 480 horsepower. That's too much for a pickup like the Maverick, not to mention that such a vehicle would cost a fortune, and that's exactly the opposite of what this pickup is made for. This pickup needs to remain affordable, so most sources suggest only a single-motor setup with 266 horsepower. Still, we won't exclude the possibility of seeing a couple of less powerful electric motors on offer. As for the battery, we could easily see the same capacity as in the electric Mustang, which means base models would come with a 70 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which would ensure around 220 miles on a single charge. More expensive versions would come equipped with a bigger 91 kilowatt-hour battery pack and a max range of over 300 miles. The all-electric Maverick will be quicker, more efficient, and more expensive than the Maverick Hybrid, but it won't look drastically different. The overall layout will remain the same, with the same proportions and the same cabin layout. Styling-wise, we presume we'll see the same treatment the F-150 Lightning got, which would mean an upgraded front-end design with a variety of styling elements that accentuate the model's all-electric nature. The rest of the truck would remain largely the same. The same thing is on the inside. Other than a different instrument cluster, we presume there will be the same dashboard design. As for the trim level organization, the standard gas and hybrid models come in 3 variants: XL, XLT, and Lariat. The Maverick Lightning would probably be a bit different in this aspect. We might see it offered in a simplified range, maybe just in XLT and Lariat iterations, though we won't exclude the possibility of seeing some all-new monikers in the range. As mentioned, the Ford Maverick Lightning is expected to arrive in the next year. Price is still a mystery, and the only thing that's for sure is that it won't be as affordable as the hybrid. Number 1. Ford Ranchero. In today's world of over-designed, over-complicated, and overpriced cars, more and more people want something straightforward, something honest, something they could say it's a good value for money. The introduction of the Maverick was the best confirmation, so it's no surprise that the Blue Oval company is now working on an even smaller and even more affordable pickup. For that occasion, it'll use a well-known nameplate and play on the nostalgia card a bit as well. The new small pickup is expected to be called the Ranchero. If you're a true car enthusiast or just old enough, you're perfectly aware of the significance of this nameplate. The Ranchero was the ultimate coupe ute back in the day. A muscle car in a pickup suit, and boy was it so popular. But these are different times. Coupe utes vanished decades ago, so it's easy to presume that the new Ranchero is going to be a little bit different kind of a pickup. Instead, it'll feature a more conventional pickup layout, and from what we can hear, it'll be offered primarily as a double cab pickup, though a single cab model is expected too, as a great choice for commercial purposes. This brings us to the Ranchero's dimensions, which are expected to be even smaller. Namely, the company's goal is to design something for the global market, something that would be sold across the American continent, Europe, and other parts of the world. We just mentioned a single cab version, which would be a great alternative to so-called panel vans, which are some of the main types of commercial vehicles in various parts of the world. Finally, this leads us to the powertrain. Unfortunately, the new model will have nothing in common with the old Ranchero. Instead, it'll be all about efficiency, most likely based on Ford's familiar B Global platform. Most likely, the new Ranchero will be based on the Puma crossover, which is sold primarily in Europe. This means it should feature the same engine options, starting from the small 1-liter 3-cylinder unit that puts out around 125 horsepower. The same engine is available in a mild hybrid setup, and in that case, the max output goes up to 155 horsepower. The new pickup could also be offered in a 1.5-liter turbo 3-cylinder unit, which puts out a quite respectable 200 horsepower. Finally, let's not forget that Ford has just presented the all-electric version of the small crossover. The Ranchero would follow the same example and come with a single electric motor that puts out 134 horsepower. A more capable variant with around 180 horsepower is expected too. The all-new Ranchero is expected to arrive in the next year, and as for the price, the only thing we can say at the moment is that it'll be even more affordable than the Maverick. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.